Moving on to the beat reporting category, I'd like to welcome to the stage Sean Fine, last year's winner of the Joan Hollabon Award for beat reporting. Pour présenter le prix Joan Hollabon dans la catégorie du journalisme spécialisé, accueillons celui qui l'a remporté l'an dernier, Sean Fine.
The Joan Hollabon Award for Beat Reporting honors a woman who set the standard for what beat reporting should be. As the Globe and Mail's medical reporter from 1959 to 1985, Joan Hollabon developed expertise that allowed her to tackle breaking news, investigative pieces, and explanatory articles with equal ease. As one of the first women on the medical beat, she blazed the trail for generations to follow. The award is sponsored by the Globe and Mail.
Hi. I've been asked to say a few words about the remarkable Joan Hollabon. Long ago, I actually met Joan. A colleague introduced us, saying, "This is Sean Fine. He's a good little reporter." And so, like any good little reporter, I have done my research. I've spoken to some other good little reporters, and I would like to read to you what they've told me. Let me just find it. Okay, the first good little reporter that I spoke to was Michael Valpy. Now, as you may know, he was not just any good little reporter, he was a very good little reporter. Here's what he had to say. Joan drove a bright red Austin sports car. She was incredibly energetic. My memory of her has an image of her constantly running at full speed from her desk at one end of the Globe newsroom to the city desk at the other end. She was constantly on the phone. Her beat was her life. She became most animated when she talked about what was going on in medicine, and she was hugely respected by the medical profession. She hated smokers. She was very warm toward her fellow workers, but with a kind of English reserve. She was once very annoyed when Joey Slinger invited her to join reporters for a drink at a tavern across Wellington Street from the Globe, and there was a stripper dancing. She was an English farmer's daughter and loved all the animals. She once told me a sad story of a favorite pig being sent off to market and waiting for favorite scratches behind the ear before a truck drove him away. The Globe was her life. Now, the second person I spoke to was a good little writer, John Alamang. John had this to say. I had huge admiration for Joan as the kind of tough, fearless, diligent, no-nonsense, all-knowing beat reporter that I was never going to be. But the one thing I remember best is that she came up to me when I was a summer intern, walking briskly up to me in her formidably energetic way, and started talking to me as if we already knew each other, the classic Globe colleagueship of equals. My father, John says, was an opinionated ob-gyn guy in the early days of birth control and abortion debates, and he absolutely loved Joan's intelligence and enthusiasm, and of course, her classic Englishness when she sought him out for an interview. He used to talk about her when I was young, so it felt very rewarding for her to come up to me and carry on the conversation, even if it was mostly about my father and their debates. And the winner? Oh, of course. I knew that.
Danielle Bokov, Bloomberg. Bloomberg's Danielle Bokov ventured into new territory last year when she took on the Global Arctic Beat, laying out for readers the geopolitical stakes as the polar ice melts and competition heats up over who owns the resource-rich Arctic seabed and the North Pole itself. She explored competing legal claims to the pole. She looked at how Russia's war on Ukraine has derailed Arctic climate research, with Russian and Western scientists no longer sharing data. And her coverage of the grounding of a luxury cruiser off Greenland last fall made it clear there's no time to be lost in setting out the rules for navigating through once frozen sea routes. Judges praised her thorough research and crisp, clear writing style. Alex Boyd, Toronto Star. Demonstrating the perseverance of a true pioneer, Alex Boyd not only surveys the alternate terrain of misinformation, she gently lands her craft in the crags of a hostile milieu to help us better understand each other. From civic politicians to frontline healthcare workers, Boyd talks to those struggling to do their jobs amid epidemic levels of distrust. More importantly, she listens to those who got lost in the echo chamber, allowing her readers to experience a complex emotional landscape with empathy instead of judgment. Judges said, by exposing the fear, anxiety, and shame of being wrong, Boyd finds the very elusive, yet very human, fulcrum in a teeter-totter world of untruth. Ariane Lacourcière, La Presse. Parmi plusieurs séries de reportages captivants concentrés sur la santé publique, ceux d'Ariane Lacourcière se démarquent, ciblant les échecs du système dans les communautés inuites du Nunavik dans le nord du Québec. Non seulement met-elle en lumière les statistiques qui démontrent les niveaux de maladie et de mortalité choquants en comparaison à d'autres parties de la province et du pays, mais Ariane Lacourcière présente aussi les individus qui vivent l'impact des années de mauvaises décisions des gens au pouvoir. Elle identifie de possibles solutions en comparant ce qui se passe ici avec les soins de santé offerts à la population inuite du Groenland. Dans une ère de compression budgétaire dans les salles de rédaction, c'est autant plus remarquable qu'elle ait trouvé le temps et les ressources nécessaires pour visiter les communautés et recueillir les témoignages.
And the winner is Ariane Lacourcière, La Presse.
Je suis très contente. Merci beaucoup à tout le monde, le jury. Merci à mes patrons de me permettre de faire ce genre de reportage qui coûte très cher, je le sais, et qui prend du temps aussi. Merci à ma famille de me donner la liberté de partir parfois longtemps pour faire ça. Merci à Olivier Jean, le photographe talentueux, qui m'aide aussi à pousser plus loin les sujets. T'es plus qu'un photographe, Olivier, t'es vraiment un journaliste complet. Je tiens aussi à remercier les autres finalistes, en fait, à vous féliciter, des super candidatures aussi. J'avais un dernier élément dont je voulais vous parler, puis j'ai oublié. Je vous en reparlerai tantôt au bar. Merci.